Sylvince,
Cam,
how you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you for coming on.
You don't go by Cameron.
Cam, you can call me whatever the fuck you want, brother.
No. What's your
Cameron, yeah.
Cameron.
Yeah.
But you go by Cam.
Everyone calls me Cam.
Because it's easier.
I guess, it's one
You
syllable.
you're gonna be associated with the rapper Cameron.
I don't.
You know Cameron?
No.
There's a rapper called Cameron. How do you
Good?
not know Cameron?
Mate, I'm not from these parts of the world.
He's a good rapper. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
He has a podcast right now
Yeah.
with Mace. You know Mace?
No.
He was Puff Daddy's right hand man after Biggie died.
Ah.
Mace. What you know about going out headwest, redlegs, TVs all up in the headrest? You know none of these.
Nah.
Anyway, him and Cameron are like Batman and Robin.
They're
doing
boys.
Podcast. Yeah, podcast is funny.
Oh, mate. Have you done a podcast? Have you done your own?
Yeah. I'm thinking about doing another one.
Nice.
Yeah, podcasts could be fun, but everybody has a podcast. My grandmother gonna have a podcast.
Yeah. Everyone's got a podcast. It's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work.
Yes, if you have a good team, man, it helps to have a good team because the recording and the editing. I feel like the content could be easier if you get someone to help you with the other two.
Well, that's what I've got now, thank God.
Oh, good.
Seems like I've just finally...
You're religious?
I am.
You did, thank God, and you did the hands.
Yeah.
And you did the bow, and you looked up.
Yeah.
You did like all the signs.
Good pick up. I take it you are too.
Unless you were atheist, like, thank God. I don't believe nothing, but I can't stop doing this.
I don't believe in religion as in a denomination sense, though. I don't practice like Christianity or...
What do you mean you don't believe in it?
I don't not believe in it. I believe it existed.
Believe means... I don't believe this water is here, right? So these religions are there.
I'll retract what I say. I don't follow those.
You don't partake.
I definitely believe they are all legitimate. And
it's like a threesome. You don't partake in the threesome.
That's right.
Or you believe they are happening.
They happen, and I have partaken in those.
In threesomes?
Nah, never a threesome. I've done a foursome.
A foursome?
Yeah.
Get out.
I have. No, but never a threesome.
Wait, the foursome, you gotta explain it.
Okay, I was...
Three girls?
Three girls.
Two guys?
Three girls.
Three girls?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
It was the luckiest night of my life, man.
It
will never happen again. I was walking through the nightclub area of Brisbane, the Fortitude Valley. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I was walking through the valley and these girls came up to me and they're like, "Hey, do you want to come home with us?" And I was like, "Yes." And that's pretty much how...
Who is these girls?
They were just girls sitting on the side of the road waiting for a taxi, and it was just right place, right time.
Not me, man. I would have thought that was a scam.
Nah.
I was like, I'm good. And I would have gone home and jerk off to those three girls. You ain't gonna get my money. How you like that, huh? How you like that? I'm taking your money.
Well, that happened to me in Vegas. I was in Vegas.
I think you said you was in Brisbane.
No, that was Brisbane. But another time, a woman...
You had it happen to you multiple times?
No. This is a different girl. But she came up to me and she's like, "Do you want to come back to my apartment?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right." I was watching Steve Aoki. And I was like, this seems too good to be true. And we went up to her apartment. And when she opens the drawer beside her bed to grab a condom, it was full of condoms. And I was like, this woman's a prostitute. I'm going to get charged for this.
Or she hadn't started yet. It's full of condoms. I mean, hey, you're the first one, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was the last condom, it's the last one. Don't break it. Like, oh my God. I mean, you can look at it on the bright side. Oh, wow, I'm glad to be your first customer. I never did this before. Hey, me neither. We're going to figure it out.
We're going to figure it out.
I may help you make some money.
She never gave me the bill, though, at the end.
Oh, no?
So it was just...
How was the sex?
Fine. It's good.
What do you mean fine?
It was good. Yeah. I'm not going to put in the gory details, but it was a good...
You're not used to wearing condoms, right?
No.
Yeah, I know white guys don't... That.
Nah. Do black guys?
Yeah, I mean, I can't... Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I do.
Americans, I think, are a lot more health conscious than Australians when it comes to sex.
Yeah, you guys are like having sex like it's the 1800s.
But you guys seem to have more stuff going on here, like STIs and stuff. Like every dude that I know has caught something here, and none of my friends at home, including myself, have ever caught anything.
Oh, damn.
So,
you guys are trapped on an island.
Yeah, I think there's just a few less things going on there.
New Zealand is even worse than you guys.
Yeah.
Nobody even caught a baby.
Yeah, they don't even catch a cold there.
No, but me, I don't know. I live a celibate-ish life.
Okay.
Style. So last time I had some was like 2022-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And then before that was 2019, and then before that was 2007.
Wow. So
Yeah.
why is that? Is it? It's obviously by choice.
Yes. At first it wasn't by choice. After you hear a couple of no's, like, all right, I guess I'm gonna have to, take these L's. No, I got in tune with my body and my mind and my. That sounds corny. But,
No.
I feel like when I waste, I'm just giving away the sexual energy because I'm just not. Wham bam. I'm like, I'm into the girl. I'm into you. I'm romantic. I'm doing things. I like foreplay. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? But when I say work, in a good way.
Yes.
So if I'm doing it to a stranger, it's like, and then there's someone like, hey, it was okay. But like, what? I put in 4 hours. All right, not 4 hours, like 3, whatever. But then so just like so I like to reserve my energy, my space, my time, with people that I value a lot.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
You are a spiritual guy yourself, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm more spiritual than religion.
Yeah.
Although I've been exploring the Muslim religion, and they are really about peace.
Yes.
Unlike the propaganda and the lies that's told about them.
All religions, when you get to the core of them, they're all about peace. It's just the bullshit that happens after.
Yeah. But was it George Carlin that said more people died in the name of religion?
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is crazy. I think any war, anything that involves the death of humans is crazy. But it's also the flaw of humans. Like, do you meditate?
Floor like what you're standing on, or
no? Like
I woke up like this.
A lot of philosophers say that there's a default, like I'm gonna articulate. I struggle sometimes to get the right words out, but there's a negative flaw in the human psyche where humans, the like almost like the monkey brain, can result to humans doing dumb decisions and killing people and doing things. And I think it's also like with meditating. I don't know if you like. Do you meditate?
No, but I stay quiet for long periods of time. Does that count?
Yes, of course. It's the same thing.
I just be in my house, no music, no TV, and no any noise. I even put my phone on vibrate. I just chill out.
Yeah, but I've noticed with myself through my own spiritual journey that the best sort of moments that I've had, that I've felt like little moments of enlightenment or little spiritual like awakenings or little aha moments, there's always been a real negative thought or something really destructive circulating in my brain that I had to go through or accept to then get to the other side of that. And that's what a lot of philosophers say about going, there is a flaw in the human psyche.
Is it a flaw, or is it that's the way we are? Because if you look at almost anything we do, there's some form of violence, right? Let's take video games, right? Most video games, like, besides the sport ones, you're shooting, you're crashing your car, you're throwing bombs, you're throwing Angry Birds, Mario Brothers, jumping over things that's gonna kill him, or he got to, almost look at the games we play.
Yeah. Well, also, if you really look into it, it just reflects life, because there's birth and then there's death, and so we look at death as a negative thing, a destructive thing, and a horrible, hurtful thing, but it's a factor of life. So I think you're right. It's not really a flaw. It's just a part of life.
Right.
There's the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative, whatever you want to look at it. So
like Roberta Flack died. You know Roberta Flack?
No.
Oh my gosh, she's an amazing singer. Her voice is incredible. Look up Roberta Flack when you get a chance.
Okay, I will.
and she died today. But she died. How old? I think she was like 86.
Okay.
I can't remember how old she was, but she lived I think 80. I think 80 is a good
Great
amount.
age.
Good age.
That's a good innings, as we would say in Australia.
Yeah. And but you're hearing all these news like, oh, but it's sad, yes, but we should highlight like the things she left. When people like that pass away, they left like a library of art for us to enjoy way past. When they were here and after they're gone. But yeah, get into Roberta Flack. Amazing songstress.
Yeah.
Writer and Luther Vandross?
No. Send these guys to me. I'd love to. I love music, so.
You don't love the black ones, obviously. So Luther Vandross, another singer, he was singing backup for Roberta Flack, right? And Roberta Flack fired him because she said that you're too good. I need to let you go so you could be on your own and blow up. And that's what he did. He blew up. But she felt like with him, like someone like this, an amazing talent like this should not be singing backup for me. Wow. You should be out there. So
what a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Another person like Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Oh, finally.
Yeah. We got one.
Of course, the white ones. The white ones. Dolly Parton, another amazing human being. She just, she's just great. She gives a lot. She helps people.
Well, they're the people that I really respect. The people that have come across good fortune from their hard work. People that don't just hoard all their fucking money. The people that give away just as much as they get. And that really has to be the way that humans move on going forward, because what's happening isn't really right, and there's a major imbalance.
What's happening?
Well, there's just a wealth imbalance going on in the world, and the middle class is getting stripped out. That's always been the case, though, right? I think so, but
I'm not.
No, I think so.
Siding with them. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Hasn't that always been the case?
I think so, but I feel like it is getting harder. It is getting harder. Like if you look at the quality of life people were having, say, in America in the 60s and 70s, men could support a family off one wage, and that was a fact. Your wife just didn't work, and
that's true.
Now, how most families cannot,
and they have like multiple kids, like 4 or 5 kids.
Yeah.
And then when the kids turn 18, they leave the house.
Yeah.
Although in my culture, in the Haitian culture back in the days, when you turn 18, you don't leave the house. You stay. You become the head of the household after you get your diploma and your college degree, and then you become the Haitian households really, the family always stay together. Whereas the American family, their way of life was you leave at 18. But nowadays, nobody's leaving at 18. Nobody's leaving at 38. Or 45. They still live with their parents at 45. Yeah. And like you were saying,
it is just getting harder. But then where does the line go?
When you say it's hard, like what made it hard? How did we get here?
I don't know. I think it's just what I believe it is. The simple way to explain it, and my understanding is that wages have not been directly proportional to the price of goods and services going up. Right. Wages haven't gone up with them.
Or you could argue that the head of these companies are greedy and want more, so they raise the prices, but the money don't go to the workers or go to the people. It goes to the pockets of these hogs. Right? And then they get greedier, and like Apple's like they make so much money, but people who buy their phones are not benefiting.
No.
But from a same type of cell phone they had for years.
And also, I watched a documentary on this the other day. Like all these phones and these things that we're buying are just getting thrown in landfill eventually. There's no one's considering end of life of products. We should be able to, at the end of a phone's life, we should be able to put it in a place where it just gets pulled apart. The metals go here, the plastic go here, the battery goes here, and it gets, there you go. Yeah. Completely, like everything should be like that, and it's
everything.
We don't have good leaders. That's the problem. We don't have.
Well, the leaders that we have now are the ones that want their pockets to be fat, and the way your pockets are not going to be fat by recycling phones. You want to sell new phones with higher prices.
The motivation for money in society has to be reduced dramatically.
Oh, good luck with that.
Exactly. That's the problem, and I don't know how that's ever going to get solved. But if you could take you could get to a point where every human had a certain amount of needs met. Needs met. I don't know. I started, and then you could concentrate more on actually rebuilding a
society.
Yeah, society
that doesn't waste the land and destroy the ozone and destroy the very thing that they need to live.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is. There's got to be a balance because you can argue, and people argue all the time, that having the profit motive, especially in business, has been great for society because it's brought on so much advancement in infrastructure, advancement in technology.
Competition caused people to work hard and find newer technologies and newer things. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You gotta look at other countries that are doing it.
Yeah,
like Norway or Sweden. Are they doing it right?
I believe they're better, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if any country is really doing anything right at the moment. I'm not sure.
There gotta be some country or one country that's doing it right.
If you know which country it is, let us know, please. I'd like to go there.
Right. I just saw a thing where the U.S. or the CIA, so many countries in South America, they disturbed the government so the U.S. could stay on top. You heard about that?
No. Can you explain it?
Basically, like Guatemala, for example. For example.
Yeah.
Their fruit, they were selling a lot of fruit. And who was the president? Damn it. Some president. He sent, the food company here in America was not making any money because the Guatemala was selling a shit ton of food. So the president went and destroyed that government and destroyed the way they do business secretly. And then now their food sales went down. So now the American food company was selling shit tons of food.
Doesn't surprise me. I think I believe the quickest way to solve the problem of all the waste and all the thinking about end of life, I believe the best way is actually to keep as much manufacturing inside your own company, inside your own country, where you can control. Because no one can control what goes on outside their borders. But if you were to bring a certain amount of manufacturing back, but
we're importing phones from other countries.
Exactly.
Countries make our phone. I'm just using phones for example.
Yeah.
I mean, China makes almost everything. Right.
Yeah.
So then we're taking their stuff and becoming waste eventually to us. And we're not like sending the waste back to them. We're keeping it, right?
Well, a lot of countries were sending waste back to China and they were taking it for years, but now they don't do it anymore.
Oh no?
Yeah.
Oh,
and a lot of waste actually gets shipped around the world to Thailand, but it's only a small proportion compared to what there really is. There's big business in it, but it's not like viable yet. I guess if they could make it viable, it'd be great.
Recycling, I heard recycling is also a scam.
I've heard that too.
Like most of the plastic they can't use, and then they said there's like one little piece of food in it. They can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why don't they just wash it? Oh yeah, where that money's gonna come from for the water, huh, sir?
Well, I've thought about this, Will. I think like another way to solve that would be to go just back to glass. To go completely back to glass until you can figure out the plastic issue. Have one glass bottle. It's just the same shape, and you have a 5. I don't use ounces. I use milliliters. You'd have a 300 ml, a 600 ml, a 900 ml, a liter bottle, and every company would have to use this bottle, and every country there's a location where you can just slap your label on, obviously. But if everyone just did that, you could pretty much cut.
I would say get rid of the labels because that's waste.
Well, yeah.
That's more trees. That's glue. That's ink. Put on the top of the caps.
There you go.
Why not? You could or color coded caps.
Yeah.
White will be milk and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm spitballing.
100%. Yeah. There's ways. It's just
And eventually, people get used to it. They figured there was a time when they said, "Oh, they're gonna sell water," and we're like, "No, who's gonna buy water?"
I remember.
And now we're buying water.
I remember as a kid, the concept of a water bottle, like buying water, I was like, what? This is weird. That kind of came in when I was early in my life, but...
And now we won't drink out the sink.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Back then we used to drink out the sink, out the toilet. In America they had a fountain for whites, a fountain for blacks. Yeah. And now we're like, I'm not drinking all that. Why? It's not for blacks or whites. Yeah, exactly. I'm not drinking.
Nah.
Even homeless people don't even use them.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
Yeah, it's wild.
In the microplastics. I mean,
the microplastics is
this podcast supposed to be this serious?
No, but give me whatever it is. I love this.
No.
Yeah.
I love this stuff like this,
too.
but I don't want to,
No, dude, I love this. This is...
another thing that's crazy?
What?
I found out about a year ago that I'm like, wow, we should be investing into this more. So like solar panels, right? So you need the sun or wind energy. You need the wind. You heard of wave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wave.
Yeah. It's
and
amazing.
there's two types of waves, you know about, right? The surface wave and the currents below.
Yeah.
And so with the sun, if the sun is not there, you can't collect energy. If the wind is not there, you can't. But with the ocean is constantly, the ocean is never still.
Yeah.
It's constantly moving. So that's energy you could collect from the water nonstop.
Exactly, and it would be easy to set up. They're pretty much just buoys that just float on the water.
Either up and down or the back and forth.
Yeah,
and collect that. And every country has some massive water around.
Yeah, the problem though, the problem with these energies, like solar, for example,
they're gonna put gas companies out of business.
No, it's not the problem. The problem is they cost a lot to make and manufacture. Use a lot of energy. They use a lot of energy and they don't have a long lifespan. Like solar panels.
What uses a lot of energy? What do you mean?
Like solar panels, for example, you get 20 years out of a solar panel at the most. And a lot of the minerals and like things that are inside the panel are actually quite toxic to the environment. So when they get thrown in landfill and then the panels get like split up and broken,
But that's the problem that we said earlier.
Yeah.
Of throwing stuff away. Why not throw it away? Give it to a company that could dismantle it, and put it back together, or use it for other parts. There
has to be a way, right?
Because how are these things not able to be reused in some form?
I just can't see how doing something like this in society would ever work while you still have the motive of money. I just can't see it.
Yeah,
that's the problem, because these companies just want to make money.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it has to. For humankind to flourish forever, let's say we always have the opportunity to live on Earth until Earth is no longer viable to live on. We're going to have to move into this at some point, because what we're doing is not sustainable. There's only a certain amount of minerals that you can extract from the ground. At some point, they're going to have to go, all right, we're running out. We're going to have to think differently. And that's when, well,
you're saying it like, okay, I think that will happen when right now we're not at the extreme level of running out of things.
No.
So that's why people today don't care about people tomorrow.
Exactly.
They just care about now. So you're talking about something like when we're like, hey, y'all, we only got 5 gallons of gas left. Like, 5 gallons? We got to do something, y'all. No, we're not at that point yet.
Unless we get good leaders that actually start implementing
something.
Just start building the business model out and starting small.
There's a guy I saw on Instagram today. I need to investigate it more. He found a way on how to take any plastic, and turn it into gas.
Oh, can you send it to me when you find it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know what plastic is, right?
Yeah.
What?
It's a byproduct from the
oil.
From oil, yeah.
It's all oil.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, and he show you the process, shreds it, and then it comes out this crude oil, and then he had to clean it up, and it's gas. I'm like, whoa, they're gonna kill him.
Probably.
Yeah.
Literally.
But if this is real, and and the reason why I believe it is he has 1 million followers on Instagram. If you had like 2,300 followers, I'm like, okay. But I mean, a million people can't be really wrong. I mean, I take it back. Yes, they can, but
Dude, there's so much we don't know.
yeah.
You know?
So then there was someone else in Africa that did the same thing.
Wow. Wow.
they
And,
figured
and it doesn't produce a toxic vapor or something afterwards.
No, as far as I know, from what the fact that he's able to take all this plastic and turn it back to the original form,
Wow.
is amazing.
I mean, even if there is a byproduct, then they'll just invent a way to filter the byproduct. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just such a good start, isn't it?
Right. Because I mean, obviously going to be some kind of smoke. 'Cause you're melting this plastic, right? So, but I mean, the fact that he could take this plastic and it's not in the landfill, right? Yeah, it's going to be in the ozone. That way, the gas, the exhaust pipes, it
I
messes with
think
the
so.
ozone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still not. At least you're not drilling more, and you're doing something with the current plastic.
Yeah. Yeah, but then that changes society. I mean, the whole American dollar is built on the petrodollar. You know, the American dollar used to be pinned to gold. And then it was one of your presidents, I don't know who, in the 60s or 70s, whatever, took it off the gold standard and went to the petrodollar, which is pinned to the price of oil. And so something like this, an invention like this, yeah, he's probably going to get killed. He's going to get killed.
And also he's black, so he's going to get killed twice. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you when
Okay, please. Hey, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your life. Like, so you grew up in Haiti.
No, I don't know where you get that from. I do talk about my family. My family, we are Haitian. They're from Haiti. I was born here.
Oh, you're born here. Okay,
in
cool.
Brooklyn, yeah.
Cool.
But I was the first one of my brothers born here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was a little rough growing up
in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, we went to all white school. There was a little bit, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mom took me out that school, and then she put us in a public school, and then it was fine. It was amazing, until they found out that we were Haitian. I'm like, okay,
why?
It's back to America. America, just you're different, then you gotta be made fun of. You know. I'm sure that happened in Australia and anywhere you go.
Yeah, I mean things happen. Yeah, there's shit happens everywhere.
Let me tell you something. The hate from the white school was so bad that when I went to a mixed school, and it was like, I'm talking about mixed, like Asians, white, black, Spanish. I just like, wow, this is I love this type of world, you know. But then when they found out that I was not African American, I was Haitian. And it's like, oh, you're not. Oh, you're different. Oh, you're, but they're only getting it from society, from that tells you these people are different, and for many years we've just been shitting on something that's different.
But the black population of Haiti, would they originally have been from Africa? Was that from the slave trade?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Because you look at the the original population of anywhere in Central and South America, they're brown, they're not black, right?
Yeah.
So okay. So that's interesting. That sucks, man.
It's fine. I mean,
it's different. It's better now, though, isn't it? Like
I don't know about better.
Okay.
Every generation I was saying is worse. But when you say
really?
better in what sense?
As in, like multiculturalism is a lot more accepted now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. People are more aware that people come from different places, and people look different than you, and wear things different than you. Eat different things, worship different things. So it's like the world is getting more. I think the rise of the internet helps us be more accepting of people.
Well, I think Australia. I mean, as you know, Australia is pretty white.
Yes,
like,
and I went to is it Morva?
Say again.
One of these towns, Swan Hill.
Is that in New South Wales in Sydney?
Yeah,
I've heard of Swan Hill.
Swan Hill, another town. I was just walking. I like to walk around when I go to other places.
Yeah,
just to see the town. And they were looking at me. I'm talking about white people and when I say looking at me, they were like this close and just.
Yeah.
Like when I go to a place, they would like look at me like acting like they're not looking but looking. But in Australia, there was like,
yeah.
And I was like, how you doing? Like,
yeah. Because you're different. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but the thing is, it's like,
they're probably just curious.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I say hello.
Yeah.
I say, hey, how you doing? And they're like, I don't.
I understand.
If you mean by curious, you mean racist. Yes. Because not like I'm speaking on different. I'm not going. What? Oh my God! I don't know who is it. I was speaking their language. Australia is so far away. It's amazing that you guys speak English.
It's amazing.
I mean, you guys killed all the people that didn't speak English. But,
not all of them.
oh yeah, you left a few.
There's plenty.
Plenty?
Well, there's this is in Tasmania they wiped them out. That was a really sad part of history.
I saw a statue of the last Aboriginal in Tasmania.
Yeah.
There's a statue of a female.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, she was the last one.
Yeah, I got into the history of it a few years back.
Did you see the statue?
Yeah, it's true. I haven't seen the statue, but I haven't been to Tasmania. Have you been to Tasmania?
Yeah.
Okay.
The women look like me. Because I was like, why do they? And they said, because they do a lot of inbreeding.
Ah.
Do you know that?
No.
They do a lot of inbreeding over there.
Okay. But yeah, they at one point they had a full sweep of the island, the white men. That from one side to the other, they lined men up with rifles and they walked the whole way up and just cleared the whole island.
What year was that?
Of Aboriginals. That was like, I don't know, early 1800s.
Like 1985?
No.
1992?
But it's wild, isn't it? I mean,
Wow,
every
that's
country
crazy.
has horror stories.
So that's how they wiped them out. I didn't hear that.
In Tasmania.
In
yeah.
Tasmania. So why do they know why? What was the reason?
For whatever reason, I don't know what it is. Like the human race, when you look at any country, all through Central and South America, there was a lot of racism. You know, America with the Native Indians racism. Anywhere that a white man seems to have colonized.
Well, let's just say Native Americans, because
Native Americans.
Columbus called them Indians because he thought he was going to India, his dumb ass. Like, wow, these Indians are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Native Americans.
Native Americans. But
and even that has changed. I can't remember the new term, but they're definitely not Indians.
Okay. Thank you.
I feel like the word Indian, they got labeled Indian because of someone dumb on Columbus.
Gotcha.
And then they took that and they just created all these negative things about Indians, because of what they did. But they put it on them. The alcoholics, the Indian givers,
But I think it probably all just came from fear, originally, because like if there was stories, like it sounds like the Aboriginals in Australia that didn't put up with the fight and they got killed, ruthlessly by the white man, but they put up a fucking fight and they were frightened of these guys because they knew how to fight. They knew how to throw spears. And
I wouldn't say it's always fair because there was a lot of villagers that didn't fight back and they still killed them. So it's not entirely fair. Fear came into play when they fought back, but I think it was because they're not white. We got to get rid of them,
No, but where do you think the first racist thought came from, though? The very first that manifested everything else? Because no human is born racist. No human looks at another human as a baby and goes, "You're different, I don't like you." That's a programmed thing in society.
It works. They learn fast.
Yeah.
Because they I'm not sure you've seen this video. I'll send it to you. They took kids, 3 years old, youngest 3 years old, 4 years old, and they put a white doll, black doll in front of them, and they say, which is your favorite doll? They all pick the white doll, whether they're white kids or black kids.
Wow.
Which is the doll you more likely hate, the black doll, which is the doll you want to be best friends with, the white. It's like, wow, at this early age. So what you say, no one's born racist, but they learn quick. The world teaches them quick.
Well, something interesting, like the commercial ads in America are very multicultural. You've got a white man and an Asian woman holding a black baby. And you've got, it's very multicultural.
Now.
It's almost...
You look at the commercials in the 90s and the 80s.
I understand, but it's crazy. I mean, it's almost like over the top how it's almost not believable how much they push it. But then when I was traveling through Central and South America a few years ago, when you go through these countries, most of the population are brown. They're the natives of the area. They look, like Latin Americans. But on all their billboards and advertisements, when you're driving down the highway, they're all of white people.
What was this?
Through like Central America, like Nicaragua, El Salvador, through like Chile and Colombia. There's so much.
The reason why I think that is because of the money, right?
Okay.
Other countries, the white race promoted white so much that other countries think white is better. In America, where a lot of rich people live, how did they get rich? Getting money from everybody, not just from one group. So when they make their commercials, they want money from everybody. Now you could be watching Seinfeld, all white cast, or Friends, all white cast, but in the commercials, hey, black people, we want your money too. Hey, Puerto Ricans, hey, Asian. So it's all about money when you boil down to it. It's like, look, put it this way. So you heard about DEI, right? Mm-hmm. So Target, I'm just using them as an example. They was like, we're not supporting DEI, and they got rid of all the black products.
Wow.
Right? And now I heard Target lost like $15 billion in about a month. Wow. So now I think someone said they issued an apology. I'm not sure that it's true or not. Mm-hmm. And they want to go back, but it's like, why do you think they're apologizing? If they did, when someone says something in a company or something racist, the reason why they're apologizing is for the money.
Of course,
right? But if 99% people supported that, no apology would be given out.
Well, what was the thing that happened with Bud Light? Didn't they have some sort of trans thing?
Yeah.
And then everyone just stopped drinking them. What was there was a particular thing that happened.
It was just so they reached out to all these what do you call these people who have a high social media following?
Yeah, like influencers.
Influencers.
Yeah.
They reached out to all these influencers. And Bud Light did an ad with them. I think this is a story, but then someone realized one of the influencers was a trans person.
Gotcha.
And then that community was like, oh, we're not supporting that, And then they made a big deal about it.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, interesting.
But it's again,
it's just
America just like to divide.
Yeah, and then these businesses, it's like virtue signaling, they call it, like where they're trying to appeal to everyone by going, oh, we support this and we support that.
I don't think Bud Light cares about trans. I think they want their money.
Of course,
they just shit. Yeah.
You think the people in the office in their board meetings really think
they're like, hey guys, we made a lot of money. How can we get more money? Well, there's a small group of trans that's not buying our drink. What? Well, let's get a trans person to represent our show us drinking our beer so we can get that money too. It's like, you got all the money. Just be racist. You know what? I was against. I'm not sure you heard. The Confederate flag. They wanted a lot of companies and stores to take down the Confederate flag. I'm like, no, keep them up. How will I know who to support and who not to support? You know what I'm saying? I want you to have the right to be racist.
Interesting.
As long as you leave me alone.
Yeah.
But then I have the right not to support you. But they don't want that. They want the money.
Why is the Confederate flag viewed as racist?
Because I forgot.
Colonialism of white.
They wanted slavery.
Gotcha.
In a nutshell.
Okay.
They just wanted slavery to be around. And so it was when we had the Civil War, it was the North versus the South, and the South was like
they were like the South wanted the slaves, the North didn't. Yeah.
And the North only didn't because they couldn't benefit from slaves.
Why?
Because they didn't have the crops in the fields and the sun.
Gotcha.
And what the South did, and so they benefited from slaves doing those kind of work.
I always thought, though, the irony of it all, that war, that was what was that?
Civil War?
It's the Civil War. That had been so much slavery and there's so much attrition caused towards the black man that they'd given such a rough trot for so many years, pulled them out of their land, and then at the end of the day, white men go fight in wars to free them. I always found there's a funny. Do you know what I mean? I always found it an interesting concept.
But there was really white men went to fight to have even pockets.
Yeah,
that's if you want to look at it.
Okay,
because the North was like, they're making more money than us. we're not making that kind of money. We can't. Our companies can't benefit.
Yeah.
So they should not benefit from slave. So they were not fighting for. They was fighting for so their pockets could be even with the southern pockets. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there was not because the North was just as racist. They were saying racist things, and you know they just couldn't. You know, like okay, if you get a slave up in the North, it's like okay, what you gonna do today? There's no work.
Yeah.
You know, and then to have a slave, it costs money. You gotta feed them. You gotta, you know, all these. Well, you have to give them the best conditions.
Yeah.
Access out.
It's a sad time. What do you ever?
We could talk about happier things.
No, I love all this stuff. Is there any view that is there any view that's like in some way it was a good thing, and not in the sense of slavery, but in the sense that people are now here and in America, and that they've got a different life than what they would have had? Is there?
No, I don't. Look.
I'm not saying I think that. I'm just asking.
I know what you're saying, but no, because too many people died, too many people suffered, too many people lost so much.
Yeah.
For to say that, well, what's the good? There's no good. You know,
Yeah.
It's just now. Meaning, well, okay, it happened. We just gotta move forward. It's only now and move forward. You know.
Yeah.
But it's like let's just keep it moving. You know, black people always kept it moving. Like we was all right. Well, this happened. Let's just keep it moving.
Well, that's interesting. It goes back to something that's happening in Australia at the moment. Our Australia Day is in January. I don't know the date, but I think it's January. I hope it is. That's pretty bad. And that is the day that reflects on the day that the white man landed in Australia. It's a day in 1770. And that's the day that we have our Australia Day. And the view is that it divides the country every year, that we shouldn't have that on that day because, the indigenous population look at that as Invasion Day, that we should have it as a different day. What's your thoughts on that?
But is all about perspective, right?
Right.
Because from Australian whites, it's like, hey, we found a new home, we found a new place. From the indigenous people, they're like, it's when the invaders came and killed us,
Yeah.
You could look at it as like,
Yeah,
they're 9/11, they're COVID, do we celebrate 9/11? No, it's a memorial. It's like, do we go out and, hey, let's party, it's 9/11, y'all? Do we celebrate when COVID happened? Do we celebrate when the space rocket in 1986 blew up? So that's how the indigenous people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So it's like, to them, that's what so imagine this, right? The day on 9/11, there's a group of people celebrating, having a good ass time. Like, yo, what's up? Partying, playing music, and enjoying that. That's how those indigenous people feel. And imagine this. Should I take it there?
Yeah.
Imagine this. Someone killed your kids. You had 5 kids. They killed all your kids. And then every day, every year of that day, they come and celebrate in your house where they killed your kids and dancing in your house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In your house.
I understand, yeah.
And he's there like, when they going to leave? They're going to leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
Actually,
they really want to enjoy this day.
Yeah, but the thing is, they don't leave. They're just not as loud and celebratory.
Yeah. They're still sleeping on the couch.
Yeah. Hey, today's the day we killed your kids, right? Oh, man. Woo! Your kids died today.
Fuck.
We raped your grandma. Oh, I can't even say that word. I took it too far.
You can say it.
But yeah, so from their perspective, that's what's happening.
Okay.
And then not just the killing, but then the ones that survived is not, they're not doing well.
Yeah.
They became alcoholics. They don't have work. They don't, So it's like the survivors don't have a good story.
Yeah. Then what is it? So like for Australia Day, then the answer is then to move it to another day. Okay. So if we move it, because
it's still the same thing. It represents the same thing, right?
Then it's going to still, that's the argument, is it's still going to then represent the same thing on another day. So then it goes back to what you say about putting the flags up. You said I'd rather have the flag up so at least I know where the business stands. Then isn't it just better to just
But that's different because you're talking about the country celebrating as a country versus a business or an individual saying, I support killing Aboriginals.
Yeah.
You know, okay, then Aboriginals won't go shopping there.
Yeah.
Versus like if everybody's celebrating, it's like Aboriginals going to stay home and not go outside. I'm sure there's Aboriginals partaking in the celebration because they've been brainwashed and they've been, to think this is how they do.
Well, there is a population of Aboriginals. I got friends that are Aboriginal that don't care. They don't care at all. They're just happy to. They just want to enjoy the country and enjoy the day.
Because they're so far removed from what happened.
Yes.
And they so far not well educated on what happened, and they've been having so many white friends. Is like,
Well, how does a country heal then? What is the answer? Because eventually there has to be some sort of healing.
Number one, you gotta stop treating these people like shit.
Yeah.
You gotta stop treating them like shit. You gotta put them in proper housing. You got to give back somehow. Because every time I go there, it's like they're still not doing well. It's like there shouldn't be any homeless Aboriginals. Because their land. You know what I'm saying? And there's tons of buildings that are empty over there. Or then they could build more buildings, and it's part of the taxpayers, to pay for these people. So that's one way of helping to right the wrong. That I don't know.
Look after them.
Yeah. People always saying that where there's money, they seem to always money for other things, right? Whatever it is, I can't think right now. But it's always money. But for stuff like this, we don't have the money for that.
Yeah. There is a lot of things that we do in the country for them. But I'm not going to say we as in me, but the government. But I don't know what those things are. I know, like my friend, for example, he's Aboriginal and he got like his university paid for. He didn't have to pay for university.
Yeah, but is that all Aboriginals?
I believe so. So. But I don't know. No, maybe in my state, in Queensland, but I don't know if it's...
Yeah, that should be a state law.
Yeah, or a nation. Nation. Yeah.
I think over here, Native Americans don't pay taxes.
Interesting.
So Aborigines shouldn't pay taxes.
Yeah. That's a fair thought.
Yeah.
In
fact, and also public transportation, Aborigines should be riding for free. The amount of what's the percentage of Aboriginals versus?
It'd be very small. It would be.
So
I don't know how
much money.
Maybe a percent.
So how much money you think companies are losing when Aboriginals ride for free or get things for free?
Nothing.
Yeah.
They've got policies now in businesses where they. If an Indigenous person applies for a job, they have to give them the job, or they have to have like certain. Say they have 100 employees, 5 of them need to be Indigenous or something like that. I don't know what the exact rules are, but they have tried a little bit in construction. What I used to do, there was a deliberate.
Did they qualify?
They qualify, but they still need to have the qualifications.
Okay, so okay.
They still need to have the training and the qualifications.
Good. I thought they were just giving them because this guy don't know how to.
No. And I don't think that's fair for anyone to like. There's only so much you can give someone. You have to they also have to help themselves in their own life as well. You can't teach people skills if they don't want to be taught.
Right.
But yeah, it's interesting.
I do believe like a lot of these companies, businesses, and the government should just be taking care of these people.
I agree, and give them opportunity. So like, let them choose their destiny.
Yeah.
But have things in place where they can really make a go of their life if they want to, you know, and really do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Easier.
So that's my potential solution.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Hey, Will.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
How'd you get into comedy, man?
I studied electromechanical engineering. I used to build robots.
I remember you told me that.
Yeah, and I'm just fascinated by technology. But my ultimate goal was to work for myself, and then comedy allowed me to do that without any overhead.
Wow.
And then comedy, I just remember when I was young as when I was in the third grade. I don't know how old that was. Third grade, fourth grade. You could do the math later behind the scenes. I just remember laughing. Laughing and eating was some of the best things in life. Laughing. When I got 10 or 12, laughing, eating, and coming was just the best things in life. And when I say coming, not on my own.
Yeah.
I found a way to do it on my own. manual orgasms. And I just remember laughing. I remember some of the best times in my life when I was young. I look back like, wow, when I was just laughing uncontrollably and could not stop laughing. And then, I'm like, we gotta do more of that.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, laughing, eating healthy, and then spending time with people that you want to come with. And, it helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, laughing was like, and so I was building robots, and then my boss for my job, my robotics job, is the one that kind of introduced me to comedy. I always knew about comedy. I like, some people I like was Richard Pryor, Joan Rivers, Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney Dangerfield and Joan Rivers, I remember they would talk about themselves, and it's okay. And I was like, wow, it's okay to be, ugly or not the one that stands out, or Rodney Dangerfield had a joke I'll never forget. He said, she said, hey, Rodney, come on over. Nobody's home. I went on over, and nobody was home. I get no respect. How's it go? The girl said, Rodney, come on over. Nobody's home. I went over. Nobody was home. I mean, there was no one. She was not even home.
Yeah.
And then him and Joan Rivers, I'm like, oh, man, that's the type of comedy I like. Just talk about yourself before you could talk about somebody else, and take jokes on yourself. And then, so that's how I got into comedy.
Nice. And you've had a journey, man. Like,
how did you get into comedy?
I got into it I came home one night, and I was like really drunk, and a pop-up for a course came up on my phone or computer, and I was like, oh yeah, it's a good idea. And I registered for this course. And then the next day I looked at my emails, and I was like, oh fuck. Oh, I guess I'm doing this. And so I did this like 2 weekend, like
in Australia.
Yeah, in Australia. And then I did a show at the what's the club in
Comedy Store?
The sit down comedy club in Paddington.
Brisbane.
Yeah, in Brisbane. Did a show.
I'm gonna be there.
I know. Yeah. And that was it. And then I did like one open mic a month.
What year was that?
This was about four years ago.
Right.
I did like
so you know how they say alcohol bring the truth out. So you think because you was drunk and you always wanted to be a comic?
I never wanted to. I never even thought about it.
When you was drunk, something happened.
Well, yeah, but I think I just thought it would be fun. I just thought it'd be fun. I'm a curious guy. I like to try things. Mm-hmm. I was never obsessed with comedy. I was never really obsessed with anything.
So you never really went to comedy clubs?
I never really went to comedy clubs. I never, it was interesting. But then I did this thing, and I did it. And it was 5 years ago. And afterwards, I said to Mel at the time, because she flew back from...
Hello, Mel.
Hey, Mel. She flew back to see me from New York. Mm-hmm. And I was in the taxi with her coming back, and she's like... I said to her, I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. I loved it. After that first show, I just knew. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
What about that show?
I just enjoyed it. It was me. It felt like...
Was it a full house?
It was a full house. It was fairly full. It was 130, 140 people there. It wasn't full, but it was pretty good. Mm-hmm. I think they can probably fit 200 people in there. Mm-hmm. My material sucked. I never used any of that material again, but I got laughs. It was all friends and family and of everyone. It was a bringer show. And I just knew. I was like, that's me. It unlocked that part of me that when I was a kid that I used to be like the class clown, the center of attention, and I used to make kids
you
laugh.
was a class clown.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so then there is a seed.
Definitely.
Because you said there was nothing.
No, it was. I just never thought I wanted to be a comedian, but I always liked being funny.
That's fine. Yeah. But you was a clown.
100%.
You would like to make people laugh.
Yeah. 100%.
Do you know why you like to make people laugh? I know why I did.
Why?
There was So the girls would never talk to me. They would run away and they would be like, ill, ill. And then one day I said a joke and they stood there and they was laughing and laughing. And I was like, oh my God, they still here. and then I had no more jokes. They're like, and then they ran away. I'm like, I gotta get more jokes. And that's why I'm like, yeah, this is it.
Wow. I think I enjoyed being the center of attention at class because I think I felt like in my home life I didn't get as much attention as I would have liked.
Yeah, your mom's and your daddy now in your family?
Yeah. Mum and dad were around, but I'm a triplet. So I got a brother and a sister.
You're a triplet?
Yeah. And
y'all look alike?
Similar. I'll show you a photo. My brother and I look alike. And then my two older sisters are twins, and we're 2 years apart.
Damn.
So 5 kids, 2 years apart. So I think I always felt like internally without realizing it when I was a kid that I didn't really get the love that I would have wanted from mum and dad because there was only
Where
2
you
of
fall
them.
in a triplet?
And the middle one.
Oh, so you're middle child syndrome, even in triplets. Even in triplets.
It's a true thing, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I'm a middle child.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, middle-ish. There's 4 of us, but I'm the middle-ish.
Yeah. And where do you fall in the family?
I'm third.
Okay.
2 older brothers, 1 younger.
Yeah. And then all boys?
All boys.
Mayhem.
Not with my dad.
No, really?
My dad made sure there was no mayhem.
Did you lay the smack down?
Oh, yeah.
Did your dad smack you guys?
Smack?
Oh, like spank?
No spanks.
Okay.
That's no spanks. Whoop ass. And no spankings. That's your sexual fetish. My dad ain't spanking.
My dad
was handling you.
Yeah. My dad would line us up, man. When we were kids, he would line us up, all 5 of us. You'd fucking rip your pants down and wind it back. And
with his hand?
Bang!
My dad had the belt. And we'd stay in the line. And then I remember a few times I was last, and I was happy because we thought the last one, the dad would spend more time. By the time he got to the last one, he was tired.
Yeah.
And the first one was hell.
Oh.
He had all the energy,
Yeah.
the power of Zeus. The second one, he just warmed. The third one, and the fourth one, hey, whoop your brother's ass for me.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
We used to get the belt as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the wooden spoon. That was
belt,
a fun one.
Or the thing that play mind games on you is not go find a belt. Go find something for me to whoop your ass with. So the something. So the belt, yes. The spoon, yes. The shoe, yes. But go find something so I can whoop. So now you in the house looking for what can my dad whoop my ass with? You know what I'm saying?
That's psychological warfare.
Because you ain't gonna get something too small, because then my dad would be like, oh, you think I'm stupid? You can't get something too big because that's your ass. That's your own ass. So you have to find the Goldilocks of something.
Did you have a weapon of choice?
No, I just went to go get the belt. The belt was like, let me just go get the belt.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to get something new so you can have, I'm going to have the belt and this new thing. Yeah.
Oh, man. Crazy.
Yeah, but so you were saying that you wanted attention.
I think so.
Because you was a middle child of triplets.
Yeah.
Do you talk about that? That's funny.
I've got some jokes about triplets. I need to get into it more. Yeah. I think it's unique. Like twins and triplets, it's pretty unique.
Because if you think about it, you only the middle child because they told you was the middle child. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just triplets.
Yeah.
You know, you could all come out at the same time.
Technically, yeah.
Well, your mom would have been walking like.
Yeah. She was huge. She's only 5'1" or 5'2", my mom. She would have been, imagine that, man. She would have been fucking massive.
So it's like so once they, just like we were talking earlier, like no one's born racist, but then when you feed the kids that information, they become who they are from the information received, how they receive that information. So the fact that you heard that you were the middle child, like, I'm gonna be a comedian. You was the first child. I'm gonna be president.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last child was like, I'm gonna be spoiled.
Yeah.
You know?
The last one's always spoiled in a family.
Yeah, because it's the last one. They,
Yeah.
you know,
The-
they don't get as much whippings.
Yeah.
You know, the parents learn. It's like when you buy something, a phone, right? Your fourth phone, you're not going to try. It's going to have less cracks than your first phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the first kid got a bunch of cracks. The last kid got, you know, he got a protective screen.
Yeah.
He got a case on him.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think the parents just get worn out as well by the end, especially in bigger families.
or they learn how to be better parents, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily worn, but
Yeah, I hear you.
become better at parenting and better know, okay, what we did to this one, we won't necessarily do to that one.
Mm-hmm.
And plus now there's witnesses.
Yeah.
We can't really, you know, mess them up like we did.
That's interesting as well. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you're the first kid, like, nobody here see this. Take that. Then you got another brother, okay, go another one so I can whoop your brother's ass. When I want to.
Man. Are your brothers all in New York?
No, they all like spread. My older brother's in Pennsylvania somewhere. My younger brother's in Vegas. And my second older brother, he's way out in Long Island.
Did any of them get into comedy as well?
No.
Okay. That's
I was like the house clown. But in school I was more like quietish. I was like a class clownish, but my dad was very strict, so I made sure I got good grades.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you still do the robot stuff, the mechanical?
I still read up on technology and stuff, and I every now and then I had some inventions I would like to put out someday, but
Really?
yeah, there was one I kept talking about since '98. I came up with this idea way back in '95-ish. So we was talking about solar panels. I came up with this idea, which works on paper, solar power panel paint.
Wow.
So basically, you just paint your house with this paint that absorbs the energy from the sun, and then in your basement you have like huge capacitors collecting the energy, and store it for later. Because the thing is, with the sun, when it's on this side of the house, then or when it's still hitting the side of the house but not the roof, so now you can't collect it. So imagine your whole house was painted in sun absorbing.
I mean, that'd be incredible.
Yeah. So I've been doing podcasts and radio shows and talking about, and some company I found out in Australia in 2014 started developing. I'm not saying they got the idea for me, but I think they got the idea for me. But I didn't have the money to get a patent cost so much money.
Did you have an idea of how to do it?
Yeah. I figured out how to do it on paper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Most inventions, half the problem is to get it to work on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get to work on paper, then you got to make a prototype to act. The prototype is now how much this you put in versus how much that you take out, and for it to have a working prototype.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't know about crazy.
No, I mean it's like that's like it's funny. There must be a million ways to just make everything better than what we're doing. But I'm surprised.
There is. Look, cell phones come out with a new cell phone every year. For what?
There's no reason.
They could give us everything that in a cell phone that's going to be in the cell phone 5 years from now. But they want to release it bit by bit so you can have a reason to buy it every year. Because they now know, because they got us accustomed into buying a new phone every year. Because back in the days, we didn't buy a new TV every year. We didn't buy a new radio every year. We didn't buy a new bed every year. And then along comes the cell phone. They're like, oh, we found something we could get people to buy every year. It may not be all, but a good 40% people buy new cell phones. They making money, right?
Yeah.
Like your sweater now. Imagine buying a new sweater every year. Or you probably do. You got money.
No, I don't. I wish I had more money.
How long you had that sweater?
It's probably only a few months old. But I'm actually pretty good. I've never been the most materialistic person. Like
as you hold your Apple Watch and your fancy ring and your nice sweater.
That's cost only a few dollars, and yeah. Damn it, Will. But I was never the sort of person to go buy all the latest and greatest stuff all the time. Like when I owned a house, I bought nice furniture once and that was it. And I knew that would last me for a long time. And that's the way that I view life. Like get a good quality something first time round, and then
I had the same furniture in my house now. I had that furniture since 2004. Me, Patrice O'Neill?
Mm-hmm.
Patrice O'Neill, he and I were roommates.
Man, I just watched his Netflix the other day. His special Elephant in the Room, because I just got introduced to him. I didn't know who he was about a month ago. That is the best special I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
He was incredible.
We was roommates for 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he was amazing, dude. Shout out to Patrice O'Neill.
Shout out to Patrice.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What was that like?
Amazing.
Did you learn? When you're rooming with another comedian, does it make your comedy better?
Only if you're vibing with that person and how many comics did I live with? I think 2 other comics.
Mm-hmm.
But Patrice was the one I did become a better person, human being, and a better comedian. Yes. But yeah, it's like saying if you live with a chef, you become a better chef.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but no, I think you could become a better anything on the quality of person you surround yourself with.
Definitely.
I've
learned even just from doing this podcast and just being in New York and this experience that I'm going through, which is the most amazing experience. As I learn more about people, I'm learning more about myself. And I feel like it's this unfolding of myself that's happening right now. I'm going through this massive growth period, but also like it's also a very spiritual moment for me, what I'm going through. And it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
I always say that, what did you learn from that person, whether it's an ex, whether it's an ex-boss, whether it's an ex-friend? It's like not what you learned, what you did not like about him, but what you learned about yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's like, a lot of times it's like, well, okay, I need to maybe I don't like big butts. I'm just being silly, but you know what I'm saying? It's like It's like a lot of times it's like the best learning is when you learn about yourself through other people.
Yeah.
And 'cause people like to do this a lot. Or they was a bad friend. They would, they owe me money, or they slept with my partner, and blah blah blah. But what about this? What made them? What caused them to do that? What did you do to cause them to do that?
Yeah, like I've got an ex that it ended pretty badly, and she ended up having an affair with someone. But after reflection of it, I know it was my fault. I did so many bad things to her that led her to get to that moment.
Right.
And I completely I don't care now. I don't even blame her for doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took a bit of internal work, but yeah, it's true. Even the bad moments we go through in life, you can learn something about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I had an ex which I found out later on she was cheating, and I was so relieved when I found out she was cheating. I'm like,
Wow.
Because we had so many problems. It was like little problems which didn't make sense to me. I'm like, why are we having all these problems? I like to live problem free, and I didn't know what was going on. And the more I tried, the bigger the problems that kept coming. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. And I found out she was cheating. I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh, my God. Ooh.
I'm out.
I wanted to call that guy. I'm like, thank you. Hey, man, if you need anything, hit me, man. Hit me up. I'm here for you, brother. Make that work with her, because she deserved the best.
Good on you.
It's like a lot of times it's just like, the worst thing to me is to be with someone that don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling because now, especially when you do not know they don't want to be with you, but so no matter what you do is not right. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, it won't be, because they don't want to be there, So it's like, I'd rather you just go be with who you want to be with than to be here,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, fucking oath. Life's so short too.
Yeah,
it goes fast.
It's like
man.
go be who makes you happy, man. I get it. Life is short. It's like the more time you stay away from being who you want to be with, you're running out of time on earth. Someone put it, was it Eddie Murphy, where he said that you have 70 summers. If you live to be 70, you have like 70. So you're not really 70 because you don't remember the first 5, right? So you have like 60 summers. You know, that's not a lot.
No. Wow, I've never thought of it like
You know,
unless you travel every 6 months to another country and have another summer. You could have 140 summers.
I think the reason why he says summer is because summer, like, we always look forward to summer. Like, summer's coming.
Yeah.
And summer comes and goes so fast.
Yeah.
Like, what? It left.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I gotta wait till next year summer, you know? As opposed to, like, man, let's just treat every day like summer and, you know, take advantage of you know, whether it's summer or not, you know?
Yeah. And I've been thinking, you know, like I realize how long the journey of any success in the comedy world is, and you know, and I appreciate that journey because it's a skill that it takes a long time to grow.
Yeah.
But it's also this journey of just learning this skill is so much fun. There's all the people on the way, and the open mic scene in New York City, and getting residencies at clubs. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. The journey is...
Well, now it is.
Yeah.
Back then was a whole different world. But back then it was our journey. Every generation had their own journey and their own, you know.
What was it? Was it difficult to get past at places when you were going through? Like, how was the scene different?
So in America, in New York City, I can't speak for America. Well, I can probably. So it was so divided. Black comics were basically not allowed at white clubs, right? I said not allowed, but, you know, very strong word. But so I remember I went to one club. This is in 99 or 98. I went to a white club trying to get where I said, hey, how can I get in here? And a manager or somebody told me, oh, we already have our black comic for the week. So... But the thing is, I didn't take it like that, right? You gotta understand. Again, I'm about, hey, I don't want to be somewhere I don't want to be.
Yeah,
you know. And also, you have to. I also put myself in their shoes. If I'm a white person, I want to see white comics. You know, if I'm a black, I want to see black. I want to see comics I could relate to. That's how I was thinking. You know, as opposed to, like, I just want to see someone who's funny.
Yeah.
You know, but oh man, this guy's coming in close. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see someone. But back then it was like, I want to see someone I could relate to. You know, so I didn't take it that way. I'm like, okay, I get it. If it's a white crowd, they do want to see, you know. And then I remember watching Richard Pryor, and then he was funny, just killing. He was telling all these stories about his life, and they panned to the audience. It was an all-white crowd. I'm like, that's what I want. I just want to tell these regular black stories and make everybody laugh. So it was not about, you don't have to live in the projects, or you don't have to live in a fancy house to get a funny joke. That makes sense? The joke is funny, it's funny. You know, you just know, you need to know a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I realized, then tell a joke about teaching the little bit. Then tell a joke that now they know about the little, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are like, oh, they don't go skiing. So how would they? Well, then explain skiing and make it funny. And now the joke went from this to this, you know? So that's, so yeah, back then it was different. And so a lot of black clubs popped up. You know, black clubs so black clubs was basically at a bar, at a restaurant, in the attic, or, you know, and that was what, ironically, that was what alternative comedy was called. That's what the word alternative comedy was. It was somewhere, not at a comedy club. Somehow, some comedians took the word and they flipped it. Alternative comedy is like, you know, just like the word woke. They took it and flipped it, you know. But in reality, black comics are the ones that created alternative comedy. We had to just do comedy that was not in a typical comedy club, you know? And then what helped a lot was the rise of Def Comedy Jam, starring Martin Lawrence. Not sure you know that show, but on HBO. And
you've been on that show.
Yeah, but everybody, black, white, Asian, Spanish, loved that show. Again, it was because the jokes was funny. You know, it didn't matter, you know, you lived in this type of environment, or you know, whatever, but it was just funny.
Yeah.
And and it was, and then there was I remember there was a dip in the white clubs, right? And then Def Jam was rising, so then the white clubs started pulling all the black comics, and then they saw their numbers rising.
Gotcha.
You know,
Different time, eh?
yeah.
Well, man, like it's been really good getting to know you. Like every time that I've seen you at the Cellar, you've been so nice to Mel and I really appreciate
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah, man.
You're an absolute gentleman
Look,
in the game,
I'm
man.
a fan of fans.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of people who like comedy. So when you came out, Mel came out, whoever, and you guys, especially when you come up to me, it's like, hey man, good job. And so I just want to give back by however I can.
Yeah, you've been great, man. You're just a real nice fella, and it's been really a pleasure getting to know you on this podcast today. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
And now you've got a tour coming up in Australia. When
Yeah.
are you leaving?
I think I leave March 10th or 11th,
Mm-hmm.
and I get there. I think my first show is March 13th
Hell yeah.
in Brisbane.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun at the Sit Down
Comedy Club.
Comedy Club. I think I remember messing it up when I said stand up, sit down comedy club or something. But yeah, I'm there. Then I'll go to Melbourne, then Sydney, then Perth.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to Rottnest Island in Perth?
What's
Rottnest Island is this island off the coast of Perth. It's like a hour and a half ferry. And they got the quokkas, like the little mini kangaroos. Really good for swimming and snorkeling. You should go if you have some time.
Okay,
It's
I'll
beautiful.
try and check it out.
Yeah, I'll send you something on it.
There's another island with all the penguins. Is that in Melbourne or Australia?
There's a penguin.
Sydney?
There's a penguin island off the coast of Perth as well, somewhere.
There's one in Sydney, right?
Yeah, there could be. I wouldn't know. I've
Melbourne, I think.
Okay.
Somewhere, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And then you've got some more tours coming up in there. You were just
Oh
saying.
yeah, I'm touring with Aziz Ansari.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing a bunch of dates in the U.S. And then I'm doing some dates with Trevor Noah. We're going to Istanbul, Abu Dhabi, the UK.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Cool. Well, I'll have in the show notes your links to your Instagram, your website, and everything like that. Yeah. Do you want to tell everyone what your Instagram or what your socials are?
Wil Sylvince. Wil, WilSylvince, Wil Sylvince.
There you go.
Everything Wil Sylvince or WilSylvince.com.
All right, mate.
Check out my movie coming up, I Am Maurice.
Yeah, it's going?
Yeah, it's going. We trying to raise the money. We need to raise like $1 million, but once we get it, it's coming.
Guys, jump on, support, donate something. This guy's a fucking legend. He's one of the kindest men I've ever met in New York City, especially for being such a elite comedian in the city and getting around at the Cellar. And he always has time for everyone. He's
You're too kind, dude.
A beautiful person.
You're too kind.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. See you on the next one, guys.